had somebody to bodyguard through, and my real life and my fictional life glommed, because we were at a science fiction convention, and we had to get him out, and people were going to try to kill him. It was so crowded, we'll never make it. And I woke up in a cold sweat going, we'll never make it, we need more people. This is not my life. I had an anxiety dream about Anita's life. That scared me. I thought, I gotta write something else. I gotta get something else for my imagination to play with. So I created 3 ideas for a series, and Mary was the one that the publisher chose. That was the one they liked the best. And so I wanted Mary to be slightly older. She's over 30. I wanted her to be more cooperative. I wanted her to be more comfortable with sex, because at that time, there was not a lot of sex in the Anita series. Yes, remember those days? And so I thought that Mary would be the place where I would put that. Little did I know that we were about to pull out all the stops in the Anita series. I could have just saved me, but of course, well, then you wouldn't have Mary. So she was so I could have something to write in between the Anita books and not have Anita anxiety dreams, which were kind of scary. And she was also supposed to be where I was going to put all the building sexual content. Now it just goes everywhere.
My name is Legine. I am a very, very long time. You were my favorite author ever.
Oh, thank you.
I sort of have a housekeeping kind of question. I follow along with your blog on your website, and you used to, when a new book would come out, publish like the first 3 chapters, and it was kind of like a countdown, and it was every month, like the 3 months before the book would come out. It was like, okay, chapter 1, and I'd reread it, and then, okay, chapter 2, and I'd reread it, and chapter 3, and you stopped that. Why did you stop that?
Well, 1, I'm writing the books closer and closer to the deadline. You can't have them 3 months ahead because sometimes they're not ready. 2, when you read Bullet, you'll understand when I say I can't put the first 3 chapters up. It gives too much away. There, that's it. And a lot of the books are like that now, where I feel like it would give things away. And I don't know. What?
Just to clarify. Thank you. Just to clarify. We've put up the first chapter as soon as we got it from the publisher. As soon as we got it, it went up.
Oh, yes. There was a misunderstanding with, and one of our staff was putting things up before they'd been through editing. That wasn't okay, and I had not approved that and didn't realize what was happening. So that's one of the reasons it's not happening now.
My name is Amanda. I'm
Hi,
a
Amanda.
really big fan. I just love your books. I really love your characters. It's just so unique to me, personable. I was just wondering, because when I read Mary and when I read Anita, they're so 2 different experiences for me. I was just wondering how different the experience writing each of them is.
Anita writes faster. Her voice is closer to mine. Mary, I wanted to be different. I wanted her voice to be different, and it is. I didn't understand as a writer I was making my job harder. So Mary writes slower because her voice, at first-person narration, is not as close to mine as Anita's. And Mary's not bothered by much of anything. Mary has a different cultural background. She's not small-town Midwestern girl. She doesn't have the religious upbringing. She doesn't have the same kinds of issues. It was really hard to throw out my issues to write Mary at first. And so Mary has helped me realize that a lot of my knee-jerk reactions to things really don't make a lot of sense. So she's helped me grow. And I'm sorry, Mary series is my last hurrah to the long hair. I can't have longer hair. I've got to do something. I love long hair. It's one of my things. But yes, he had long hair the entire time I knew him, and then when we started dating, he'd cut it. He'd cut it because he was getting out of college and he was going to try to get a job, and it's harder with long hair. It is. So as soon as we got engaged, he started growing it for me. So, yes. And my first husband had long hair, beautiful chestnut hair down to his shoulders. As soon as he had the money, he cut it, and he would never grow it for me again. It's self-punishing behavior, folks. No, that really broke my heart. But we have a friend who has really long hair. I mean, like down to here long hair. And he has demonstrated to us that I am not realistic about how the hair works. Though it is lovely watching him run full tilt with the hair flying out behind him, it tangles around your legs. Though...
I have watched him choke himself. Yes, sorry, yes. I have watched him choke himself on his own hair because running, inhale.
So the thing in the last Mary book where Frost and Dole explain that their hair doesn't tangle in the wind, and Mary's got her hair like this because the wind is heavy, and the hair is just floating around them. That talk is exactly for my friend. That is for him to explain why they can run with their hair not braided. And what? They're fairy, they're allowed. But Nathaniel, on the other hand, is not fey. He's just faster, stronger, whatever. So he is, he has that 20-plus dexterity score. What can I say? He is the Legolas of our band. But yes, my having a friend that has that long hair, and he's also got a background in martial arts, and he does weightlifting and stuff. So he and I have sat there and talked about what the hair doesn't work in, and how difficult it is to deal with, and why he always has it back in a braid. And it's like, oh, that's really not as fun as it sounds. And it gets everywhere. And I have now knelt, stepped on his hair. And because it's loose, and you get into the car, you step on his hair, you get into it, you step on his hair, you sit down by the side of the couch. If it's loose, you sit on his hair, and it's like, you're on my, it's not sexy. It's not sexy. In that moment, he's going like this. It's so not sexy, it's just, ow, you're pulling my hair. So Nathaniel may be having more braids in the future books. Okay.
Hi, Laurel. My name's Nicole. I'm
Hi,
a huge
Nicole.
fan. I'm super excited to see you tonight. I have well, I guess it's a kind of two-step question. One, I really was wanting to know if we can expect to see Anita not be as conflicted with her. I mean, I love she's such a strong, dynamic character, and I love how she's grown through all the books, but it seems like she still gets those little moral dilemmas when it comes to the men in her life. And I'm kind of curious if she's going to finally get over that hump with Damien and Asher.
Well, actually, she gets over.
Well, I mean,
That's a really bad.
No pun intended.
You know exactly where I was going, don't you?
No pun intended.
So, how much of Bullet have you read? Keep going.
And then the other part to my question was, were we going to see anything coming back with like Edward and Bernardo Spotted Horse and of course Olaf?
Okay, for those